Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Mekone. As always, I am General Confusion, and we are going to continue our exploration of this new nation. So it is the next turn from when I ended. I have conquered the province of Witch Haven. We got one unexpected event, which gave us misfortune but magic, so And worldwide, units have been healed, which is interesting. I don't know what causes this event, it may just be random. Witch Haven, by the way, we took with 0 casualties, no problems. Our giant hoplites and Ekdromos and Polomarch just crushed everything. So we've claimed the Throne of Pestilence, which gives us death +1. That's kind of a problem because it means our population will slowly die and our gold income will actually shrink very, very gradually. This place does have a White Man Hill, which increases growth. So here we actually have growth in this province. Everywhere else, including at our capital, we now have a point of death where our dominion is strong. So, unfortunate. Not really good. We're going to have Akamas search for magic sites here. So, I've been thinking about late game strategy, and here's the problem. Mekone is actually pretty strong in the early game because they have these very powerful units, and you can take armies of giants and Polomarches, or even, I mean, you can pretty much recruit anything. What I could do here is, instead of recruiting these giant hoplites, I could recruit just 1,000,000 Helot Peltasts. I mean, it just keeps going. It just keeps going. That's how many Helot Peltasts I could recruit. And I could drown somebody in cheap, crappy light infantry. That's entirely a viable strategy. I like using the giants more because they take less attrition and so have to be replaced less, but at the same time, they're much less replaceable than Helot Peltasts, so it's, like I said, perfectly viable to expand that way. I'm also going to start recruiting Disco Boluses because I think they'll be useful later on. We've gotten past the early expansion phase. I think in mass battles, these guys might actually be pretty good if I can get a couple of buffs on them, like an accuracy buff maybe or something. So I can get 4 of those, and then we'll fill out the rest with Helot Peltasts for chaff purposes. So that's going to be my next recruitment. I am not going to recruit another Polomarch immediately, although I could. I mean, I could probably take this army out. But I'm going to go back to recruiting E4s. Actually, I'm not. I'm going to start recruiting Elder Cyclopses. So Elder Cyclops are our forgers. They have the resource bonus. They have Master Smith, which gives them effectively an extra path, as I said, in all of their paths for forging purposes. So what that means is, with their random, they can forge items at Earth 4, they can forge items at Fire 4, or they can forge items at Air 3, or they can forge items at Water 2, because they can get 1 level of water. So, like I said, Mekone doesn't have much of a late game. They don't have many of the paths that really get strong in the late game. Like Fire, not strong late game. Earth has some cool stuff, but not terribly strong late game. Same with Air. With Water, a water random Cyclops, once I get up to construction 6, can forge one of the water boosting items, and then use that to forge the other water boosting item, get himself up to water 4. With water 4, or you can take those 2 items then and give them to a fire random Cyclops, who can also be wearing a fire helmet he can forge. That gives you, for forging purposes, a fire 4, water 4 Cyclops, and then you can forge Staves of Elemental Mastery, which are very powerful boosting items. You can also forge them with air and earth, although you have to empower in air, or have somebody who has high air already, which Cyclops don't. But, Depylos is going to take these 12 hoplites, and they are going to go on the attack. You are going to cast Stone Skin, and you don't have Fire Shield yet, but that's fine. You'll cast Stone Skin and then attack. They are going to move up here to take out these provinces. Down here, these guys, I'm not going to take out 140 unit throne with 15 human hoplites. I have encountered Niflheim. So I've got Niflheim, I've got Hinnom. I kind of have to pick at this point who I want to attack first. If I want to attack Hinnom first, then I should take this province, kind of outflank them a little bit, and get after them pretty quick. Hinnom is right there. I could probably bash my way through to it in fairly short order. Those are bear tribe. I'm going to go take out the bear tribe. Research-wise, I'm about to hit enchantment level 3. After enchantment level 3, I need to start down the construction path, I think. And I think I'm going to go straight to construction 4. This will allow me to cast Legions of Steel on my hoplites, making them even more absurdly well protected. It'll also let me summon Clockwork Soldiers, which aren't very impressive. At level 4, though, construction of greater magic items will make my thugging get pretty unreal. I've already got Eurypylos, or Eurypylos, with his black steel plate. I should give him a helmet and a magic weapon at some point, and that will make him actually an extremely effective assassin. I mean, I might honestly try to assassinate right now and just stop this army in its tracks, but nah, I want to stay at peace with Hinnom for a little while. Just a little while. Let's get a couple points of defense there. These kinds of armies will go with me for a while. Why do I have 77 Oh, right, because I'm recruiting a Cyclops. Okay. Get me a whole bunch more Helat Peltasts, then. I could be recruiting Peroeki Peltasts, but they take a lot more recruitment points, and Helat Peltasts can get promoted anyway, so I mean, the only difference is morale. Yeah, literally the only difference is morale, and Helat Peltasts can get promoted to something with that level of morale anyway, assuming they survive. And if they don't survive, well, you know, maybe I just don't want unlucky people in my armies. So I can't go underwater, so Polygamnon is going to move back with his troops, and he's going to face off against Niflheim. In the late game, my only option basically is to spam evocations, because since I don't have any of the sorceress paths, I don't have blood, I don't have death, I don't have astral, I don't even have nature, actually. Since I don't have any of that, I don't have any good options for battle magic besides elementals and evocation spells. So, given that, I'm checking around as I talk to see if I can find any scouts. Given that, I just have to lean on getting a whole bunch of evocation-throwing mages behind my lines of hoplites, and kinda hope that it works out. I can recruit a Nature 1 Jaguar Tribe Priest here to search for nature sites, which I might do. I might build a lab there just to get those guys. But I'm not excited by it. Wolf Tribe Shamans, same. Well, they require labs and temples. Ugh. That's a lot of investment just for crummy Nature 1 mages. Yeah, I don't have any scouts whatsoever. Okay. So I'm going to get my city palisade here. It will take another 3 months, but that's fine. Sperchios, honestly, could probably take a province by himself, but I don't really want to at the moment. I don't have any good equipment to give him, and I don't want to risk him because he is the prophet. So instead, he's going to move up here, try and join up with that army, with Mulios's force of hoplites, and we'll see where we can go from there. Alright, so we have got our god, and we can talk about him. So we've completed research and enchantment. Ooh, we found the Forest of Joy. Unexpected event. We lost unrest and got growth and luck. Excellent. In the Gold Mountains, so Niflheim attacked first, with the Marrows, Nifl Giants, Jotuns, and they won, and then we attacked them. So first, let's view Niflheim. So Niflheim is another giant race, obviously. They've recruited a whole bunch of these independent Marrows, who are not impressive. They're just, the only thing they have going for them is a little more strength and a little more hit points. Otherwise, they're just bog standard light infantry. Jotuns, Jotun militia are size 4 giants, just like us. They have high strength. Jotun militia have low attack because they're just militia. They do a lot of damage. They have less protection than my hoplites by a significant margin. That said, my high protection is of less value against Jotuns because they have such high strength. The Jotun Huskarls are kind of the standard troop, and they're pretty decent. Over here, we have Nifl Giants, who are size 5. Even more powerful. They have ice protection, cold power, snow move, a chill aura, cold resistant, but they are susceptible to fire. So all fire attacks have their damage doubled up to a maximum of 5, and they have a very hard time getting rid of fire if they are set on fire. Since I have a ton of fire magic, that's good for me. So, the Nifl Giants, they are sacred. they have here a Jotun God to bless them, so we'll get to see what their bless is. And over here, this is just bear tribe crap. Unimportant. Okay, there's the bless. It's just magic resistance +1. It's literally nothing. Okay, so the bear tribe charge in. They're going to kill a marrow or two, I think, and the giants are going to massacre the ones that fight them. So, yeah, they lost 1 marrow. So then I attacked. So here we have my line of 15 hoplites, backed up by our friend Molios the Polar March, against the 2 Jotun giants, the Jotun militias, and the marrows. So Molios stone skins himself. So you can see over here, let's do a head-to-head comparison of my hoplites versus their huskarls. My hoplites have 21 protection. They all have a level of experience at this point, I believe. So attack 13, defense 14, strength 20. Against he also has strength 20, attack 11, defense 12. So he also has a point of experience, so lower stats there, and protection 15. Morale 13, which I think is about the same. A little bit higher combat speed, significantly less protection, a little bit less attack and defense skill. So the hoplites are better. Not sure if they're better enough, but we will find out. So we're going to go into the Nephil giants first. We're doing damage, definitely, but we're having a hard time... Are we having a hard time getting past their protection, or what's going on? No, we're doing plenty of damage. However, the chill aura is starting to freeze us. So that's a serious problem. We've gotten rid of the Nephil giants. We're now fighting the Jotun militias, and they are getting massacred. I don't know that I took a casualty. I think I may not have. You lost an arm, so you can't have your shield anymore, but beyond that, I think we pretty much just massacred him. Yeah, we took 0 casualties. So, you heard it here, folks. Giganti hoplites are much, much better than at least low-tier Nephil troops. And we already saw that unexpected event, right? Yes. So, General Confusion, the God of Mekone, Lord of Earthquakes, the Mountain Lord, Messenger of the Gods, Prince of the Crafts, is an eldest Cyclops. He has 6 levels of Earth and 4 levels of Air. So, with him, I kind of short-circuit some of the things you have to wait for, usually. He has high enough Earth that he can cast pretty much any Earth ritual in the game. He has high enough Air that he can forge Air items, and he can forge the Earth-Air version of the Stave of Elemental Mastery right away, without having to go through the whole rigmarole of forging all the water booster items and forging the fire booster item and all of that. He doesn't really give me much that's special, but he does make my progress faster. Now, for right now, I think he is probably going to be going around site searching for high-level Earth and Air sites, because I certainly need more site searching. I am also going to need to build a lab over here and a temple, because all of my mages are priest mages. So, technically we're not at war with Niflheim yet, but we are going to go to war with Niflheim because we can. I'm going to hit construction level 4. After that, we're going to go down the evocation tree to get some battle magic ramped up. At level 3, we get magma bolts, which will be pretty solid. At level 4, we get fire cloud. Then at level 5, we get falling fires and earthquake. And both of those will be pretty solid for us. Molios's army. Let's take out the Horse Tribe cavalry before we actually go after Niflheim. Just for funsies. Down here, I've actually got a pretty solid army. Oh, crap. Well, that was a stupid thing to do. I clicked on him and removed him, and now we have to start over with that Cyclops, so that's fine. Gonna be building up some army here for a while. General Confusion, just gonna go around exploring. Deipolos has his 12... Polygamnon, actually. Polygamnon should come back and pick up troops in 2 turns. Since he has a ton of leadership from being a Locos, basically. Yeah, I don't know why his leadership went up to 140. It must just be experience, because his heroic ability is strength. I never noticed that leadership went up with experience. Yeah, Loco's leadership is normally 80. Huh, oh well. So he'll come back, pick up troops, and move north. That'll be a very large army. I mean, I'm recruiting 34 units a turn, so it'll be 100 units, plus the 15 he already has. I think that'll be enough to probably run over quite a bit of Niflheim, especially supported by Deipolos' hoplites and Mulios' hoplites. I do kind of have to hope that Hinnom doesn't get shirty with me in the meantime. But I think I can deal with it if they do. So that's going to be this turn. Yep, I think that's all I have going on. Who's doing nothing? You are just defending, because I want you to build a lab and a temple. But I don't have the gold for it right now, so just, you can't preach. How many more turns is that going to take? 2 turns? Yeah, actually, I'm going to cut down some hoplite, some halot construction, rather, and build the temple right now. And next I have my scout, who is sitting over here. I want him to be there, so he is going to wait. Can't you... That's my province, right. Okay, yeah, you just wait. Okay, unexpected event. We got more misfortune. Research and construction is complete. We'll hit research in construction level 2 pretty soon. In Sinextro, we were attacking the Horse Tribe cavalry. I don't think Horse Tribe cavalry can really do much to all my heavily armored hoplites. Their arrows, not likely to accomplish anything. In fact, it might be numerically almost impossible for them to accomplish anything. And in melee, they're also not likely to do well. So the hoplites are going in. This Ekdromos is going to be first. And they immediately just start hacking a path through those light cavalry. So that's over. Yep. Over. No casualties. And in Faircliff, I was fighting the undead. With a smaller army. But of course it's facing much less impressive resistance. And yeah. That is over. The only thing holding them on is that the undead don't rout. Once again, no casualties. Unexpected event in Silver Grove we already looked at. Down here, Polygamnon is moving. Akhamas can now construct a lab. It will be done just as the fort completes. Excellent. Over here, that probably has some wizards. That does not, so we're going to take that. Deer Tribe, Archers. Ooh, that is a farmland, which will have money. We're going to take the money. We're going to take the money and run. I'm not going to click on this Cyclops. I have 136 resources left, so I'm going to recruit a few Helot hoplites to back up my giant hoplites, and then we'll fill out the rest with peltasts. Yeah, that'll be a nice little force. 42 units, 8 of them hoplites, 8 of them, I'm sorry, yeah, right now it'll be 12 hoplites, 12 discoboluses, and then a random smattering of humans. You search for magic sites. Oh, I have an arena there, which gives me some money. Excellent. I love money. Money's my favorite. So, research-wise, yeah, construction, then evocation. You, I want you to sneak further into... I want you to go down there, actually. Having the Pole March standing there is fine for now. Okay, found a magic site, the Tar Pits. Research and construction is completed. We finished building city palisades in Yildmire. We had a battle, and the Sea Dogs were all killed who attacked me. Interesting. That was immediately after I attacked Yildmire, actually. So we moved into Yildmire. Resistance was light and unimpressive, and the hoplites wiped them out. Yep. No casualties. In Bountiful Land, this is a larger defensive force because it is a plains with a larger population. However, equally unimpressive. Light infantry and militia, some of which already have experience and or battle wounds, so somebody attacked here before. and some light infantry, and some archers. So, who cares? Not important. And the hoplites crush them as expected, as per usual. The archers bravely stand their ground, only to be stabbed to death by giants. No casualties once again. That one Gigante Ekdromos is doing work. 5 kills, probably just because he's faster. So he gets there before the hoplites do. Where is he? Where's the Ekdromos? There he is. He's weakened, but it doesn't matter because he's just stabbing human infantry. That is Kailasa, the monkey nation. Okay. So, I have my palisades. I have my temple and my lab. I also have the Forest of Joy, which decreases unrest and gives me, an air gem. This fortification automatically gives me a commander point bonus when I finish it. I don't have to bother upgrading it, which means I can start recruiting E4s here immediately if I have the money, which at the moment I don't. So we're going to cancel all of that to get some money and start recruiting E4s. Because they're the only ones that are really, like, Gigantes, nah, not worth it. So I've gotten my first Elder Cyclops, and he got the Fire random. So he's up to Fire 2, Fire 3, actually. Fire 3, Earth 2. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Polygamnon has arrived. We're not going to recruit another Cyclops right now. We're going to go back to recruiting... Archons are slightly better combat mages because they're guaranteed 2 randoms, so they get level 3 or they get 2 air, all of which is reasonably useful. Polemarches are, for my money, probably better in combat just because they're better at actually fighting. So I'm going to recruit another Polemarch, I think. Nah. But E4s are better for research. Let's recruit an Archon. Army-wise, all of these troops join Polygamnon's front line. All of these troops form the second line. And all of these troops form a third group. You can also join the front line. You guys, also in line formation. Actually, can I put you in skirmish formation? Loosely packed square, but they have a penalty to morale. Let's do a sparse line for the Helot skirmishers, and they will fire and keep distance at the closest enemy. You guys move back a little bit. You guys move back a little bit. Polygamnon, just attack, since everyone else is attacking. Okay, so Polygamnon is now going to take his army north, and I'm actually going to see if he can take that throne. I think he can. I have 111 points of unrest in Yildmire, and I don't know why, so I'm going to patrol. I cannot recruit anything because unrest is so high. We're going to patrol for 1 turn. That will give Polygamnon time to get up with his troops. Sparkios here is going to wait just a little bit. We've got some Yavanas there, while Molios sweeps through these 2 provinces, and then Sparkios will join in attacking. While I'm here... Could recruit some Bear Tribe just for meat shields. Not really worth it, though. Instead, why don't you preach? You are the prophet, after all. So the tar pits give us fire gems, which is great. General Confusion can move over there and keep finding magic sites. I am going to script him to retreat. So if there's a battle, he'll just run from it. I do not want to lose my god if Hinnom suddenly declares war. You keep sneaking up there. See if you can sneak into Hinnom itself. Who's doing nothing? You're doing nothing because you just finished your job. It's fine. Why don't you move north? And why don't you actually research? No, why don't you keep going out to search for magic sites? 2 battles in 2 Spruce Forest. We ran into the... I forgot. Kailasa, that's it. So, we attacked the Independents. They're shooting arrows at us, as they always do. We are stabbing them to death, as we always do. Why are you so slow? Oh, because you're diseased and have a chest wound and a limp. And so are you. You have exactly the same problems. Wow. You guys are terrible. We didn't lose anybody once again. Although this Deer Tribe Shaman did get 1 kill, so that's a little bit of friendly fire. And then Kailasa attacked us with their expansion party. So, let's take a look at Kailasa. Kailasa, as I said, are a monkey nation. However, they are led by Yavanas, who are divine humanoids. Their basic infantry are the Atavi infantry, who are unimpressive, but are at least stealthy. They have fairly low magic resistance because they're animals. Their elite infantry are the Bandar, who have better stats, still low magic resistance, high morale, which is good, and pretty decent strength. They are size 3, so they're larger than humans. Unfortunately, like I said, low magic resistance, low combat speed. They're not great. Their low-tier troops are Markata, who are like mindless, low morale, small, pygmy dudes. They're unimpressive. Their sacreds are Yavanas, and Yavanas are interesting. On the one hand, they're good because they have awe, which means you have to be high morale to attack them, and they're sacred and all that. They're also not expensive. On the other hand, they're naked. They have no protection whatsoever. So, having sacred longbow archers seems like a good deal, except they die like flies. 20 hit points is not enough to make up for 1 protection. So, they're not actually all that impressive. A Guyaka general is just a Yavanna commander, and he has 2 of them. They are priests. Priest level 1, so they can bless. So let's see what Kailasa's bless is. Kailasa's bless is withering magic weapons. Wow, so this is a huge bless. A huge and inefficient bless. Magic weapons, decay weapons, that's a death bless, HP plus 1, blood surge, and affliction resistance. So they've got blood, nature, death, astral. I don't actually recall what affliction resistance is. I think it's Earth. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Earth. So, like, this is a rainbow god is what it is, and not a terribly well-built one either. So, let's see how this battle goes. The hoplite line surges forward. We're going to munch their infantry in very short order. They are going to break up our charge a little bit, though. But the Markatas are actually going to go down. Now, one of our Giganti hoplites did just take a hit, which means he's decaying. Fortunately, he has a lot of age, so probably he will live. Assuming we can actually get onto the Yavanas. And once they're in melee, the Yavanas do very, very poorly because they can't deal with these hoplites. Yeah, you can see he's gone up to age 134, but he's still alive. And the decay, I think, will stop after the battle, or does it just keep going until they die? 189. I think they lived. Yeah, I think they lived. Wow. That's good. Let's see what afflictions they got. Okay, so you are diseased, chest wound, limp, and mute. You are mute and have lost an arm. You have a never healing wound, which isn't bad. That was one of the ones that got hit. You're weakened and with a limp. That's too bad. You've served me well. You're diseased, chest wound, and limp. We saw you before. You've lost an eye and have battle fright. Even with battle fright, your morale is still 11. And you have a never healing wound. Okay, not too bad. We're going to move over there. Put some defense on that province. I'm still recruiting troops. My gold is tanking because I am now recruiting mages out of 2 forts. So, I desperately, desperately need more income. Was why I took that. It only has 90 income. I want to take Solam as well, but it's in Hinnom's cap circle, so that would be a war immediately. I might actually want to go after Kailasa, but since I've decided on Niflheim, and I already have troops prepared to go after Niflheim, I think I'm going to go after Niflheim. Did you all not patrol? I told you to patrol. I guess you don't have enough people there to actually accomplish much by patrolling. So that's fine. We are going to take this throne here. Yeah, you'd all just, go there. I could actually set these people into a double line now. Double line formation. Double line formation. Come on. Yeah, overlap a little bit. I think that'll do well. Okay, let's see how we do at taking out that throne. Hinnom is still just spamming Avite units, it looks like. They've got some Dawn Guards. Dawn Guards are pretty comparable to my Hoplites in a lot of ways. Sparkios is preaching for one more turn, and then he's going to join the attack on Kiban. And how's my research doing? 107 research points a month, going up pretty significantly. We'll hit construction level 3 next turn, and you should search for magic sites. You are also searching. Excellent. Okay, no magic sites. Research and construction is completed. Battle in Shadow Glade. So that's just the independence here. This is a nothing army. We should take this with no casualties. Yep, I think we've taken it with no casualties. I love how Mulios is out in front of everybody, just stabbing violently. Okay, so we got that. And Ossuary. This is the throne. So let's see what they've got. We've got our army here. This is probably the most impressive army we've fielded. And against it, we have a big pile of heavy cavalry, heavy infantry, some sword heavy infantry, and a couple of wizards. A conjurer, a circle master, another conjurer. Looks like 2 conjurers, a circle master, and a sorcerer who also has 2 death. So I'm anticipating Skelly Spam here. Let's see how it went. Okay, we're throwing discuses, not accomplishing much just yet. The hoplites are holding off the heavy infantry pretty well, but with that high defense skill, they're not killing them very quickly. Over here, some of my infantry have gotten a little bit isolated, but I'm curling the flank, and the heavy cavalry are now going down very, very quickly. With their ammunition expended, I think, because they only have 4 ammunition, the disco boluses are now going into melee. Low protection makes that a bad idea, but 2 attack 12, damage 19 attacks means it will increase my damage very significantly. So now it's a question of, can I chew through the skeletons before my own fatigue gets me killed? Because fatigue, of course, these hoplites have encumbrance 7. Their fatigue is high. How many javelins do you have? Only 2. Okay, so they're going into melee with their javelins expended. And looks like they decayed one of my human troops, but that was all they could manage. So let's see what I lost. No, not Shadowglade. Ossuary. I lost 1 Disco Bolus, 2 Helot Hoplites, 10 Helot Peltast, and a couple of Neodemodes. None of my actual Giganti Hoplites, despite the fact that they did most of the damage. That's why I love them. And Dipylos is now a hero. He has great valor. Unexpected event, found some air gems. Excellent. Okay, great. Now, one thing that I need to do is I need to change their scripting to cast Fire Shield. I don't have Conjuration 3, so I can't yet cast Summon Earth Power, which will be necessary for Legions of Steel. I do need to detour to get Conjuration, because that will be a very important part of strategy. So, we are both going to attack here. Sparkios is going to cast Fire Shield, and then Blessing. So he is actually going to take 3 turns before he goes into combat. Mulios is going to cast Fire Shield. Those guys are holding and attacking, so he is going to hold 1 turn so that he can go in with the Prophet. And they should be standing, yeah, right with each other. Okay, so you two, don't stop. Push straight on into Niflheimish territory. I am, like, out of money. I mean, super, super out of money. So out of money you don't even know. I think I need to stop recruiting Disco Boluses. I have a pretty decent army here. I think 1 more turn of recruitment. I think I want another Polar March now. And then we'll get a few Helots just to kind of serve as meat shields. You keep moving around. Keep doing that that searching for magic sites thing. Kailasa isn't doing anything interesting, so we are going to go in on Niflheim with our various armies. We've got about 60 units down here. We've only got 19 units total here, but they are all giants. Except for this guy. This poor Neodemode Hoplite with his 1 hit point. He's crippled, he's limping, he's diseased, he has a chest wound. He's going to die next turn. But by golly, he's going to go down fighting. Brave, brave little hoplite. I could run an assassination right now just for fun. Okay, that's Oceania. Nah. Just sneak away. And you move up. I'm going to build another fortress sometime soon. Although if my my upkeep keeps spiking like this, I may not be able to afford it. So there was an arena deathmatch. I didn't participate because I don't like arena deathmatch. It looks like a Jotun Hearse won the deathmatch and was awarded the champion's helmet. The items you get are not great. They're okay, but not great. Ooh, plus 250% tax. We lost some money there from a hailstorm. Okay, autumn has come, so once again we've declared war on the Helots. And in Bright Woods, this happens at every fort, every time. Every year, you get this unrest at your forts, which is kind of a problem because it really cuts down on income from those forts. It makes it very, very hard, even harder than it already is, to build up money. In Kiban, I don't think there was really anything here. Some province defense. They do have some shamblers, interestingly, and a commander. And then over here they have a Jotun Hearse, some Lion Tribe, a Jotun Goad. Looks like they did move some militia in just as I attacked. But I doubt that it will save them. Because we are getting our polar marches ready for battle. So with the fire shield, it's 9 AP damage, so anyone who attacks will take 9 AP damage. I believe it's reduced by the length of the weapon. But these weapons, these axes, are length 1. So that is not going to help. You have to have long spears. Like these spears are length 3. I think these Lion Tribe will take a little less damage. Shamblers, who are attacking with claws of length 0, would take a bunch of damage. Okay, so the polar marches are ready. They're going to go into the militia and murder them almost immediately. Up, there goes our brave human hoplite. He did the best he could. And the armies of Niflheim are routed. So we did lose our Neodemode hoplite. Rest his soul. But we killed the forces and we killed the province defense. The commander and the goad both got away, unfortunately. But that's okay. In the Forest of Pine, what did we accomplish here? Oh, this is even less defense than there was last time. Yeah, we just wiped him out. No contest. No slowing down, no stopping. Who died, interestingly? So an Afroy Lord was killed. A Kohen was killed. Which is, they're just a giant priest. They're not terribly impressive. And Afroy Lord, Goyanka General, and Kohen. Okay, that's fine. So, the war against the Northern Giants has been declared, and is going pretty good, actually. Let's get these guys both rocking up north further. Gonna kick up the defense a little bit. Gonna kick up the defense here as well. And I am immediately going to move to... We're gonna split this army, actually. Dipylos, or Dipolos, or whatever, is going to besiege that fort, while Polygamnon steals their farmland. Oceania is just to the north. So Oceania, I happen to know Oceania owns this province, which means they've got a pretty decent passel of seas. And it looks like they might already be fighting Niflheim, because I can't imagine that Niflheim, like, just let them have that. So that's good. Down here, Architolamos is going to lead the next army. We're going to swap over, we're going to get another Cyclopes here. While you have all these troops. Once again, we're going to get Stone Skin and Fire Shield. And attack. Should be Control 1. And we'll set up our scripting as we usually do. You all hold and attack the closest. You hold and fire. Closest. And you, I'm not even going to bother putting you in line formation. You just fire and keep distance. So, Architolamos, you move north to join the assault. This might be a decent place for a fort. It would not be a decent place for a fort. This might be a decent place for a fort, because at least it has 85 recruitment points, and there's some decent resources around it. So if I can build up the money, I'll build another fort there. That said, like I said, my mage recruitment is already pretty much tapping out my income. My research is increasing at a decent speed, so I'm not too worried about it. I'm not at the point where I have a lot of battle magic yet, so I don't need to be pumping out mages to go to the front line. And down here, I'm getting really unlucky. None of these guys are great in combat anyway. These guys are. These guys would be decent. Oh, wow, I got a 2 air random. That is... I didn't know that was possible. Oh, he's an Archon. Okay, that explains it. Yeah, I started recruiting Archons for a little bit there. So he's 3 fire, which is great. He's 2 air, which is, okay. And with 3 fire, you actually get some fire resistance. That's pretty cool. Okay, next turn, I think I need to move Europylos, Enkidu slaves, and Dawn guards. That's a little bit of an army, but I'm not too concerned with it. Oop, need some defenses there. Having a little bit of province defense everywhere is just really a wise idea. Gotta keep on top of it. It is a little bit of pointless seeming micromanagement, but it's valuable, both because it deters players from attacking you, and, or at least it deters them a little bit, and it deters certain random events that can strike provinces that have really low levels of defense. Okay, we found another magic site on Earthblood Seepage. Excellent, 2 Earth Gems per turn. That is what I wanted. My Earth Gem income is looking pretty decent at this point. Battle in Erebon. I'm just going to look at it. I lost a Neodemode Hoplite, but I wiped out the province defense. I didn't kill the goat, unfortunately. In Zox, I wiped out province defense, and in Belmar, I wiped out province defense and am besieging the fortress. Work is going very slowly. We need more men or much more time to succeed. That's fine, so they do have some troops inside there. In the Bright Woods, my unrest and population have gone down. In Mekone, same thing. In Faircliff, I found some gems, and in Sitala, a local sect has flourished. Dominion minus and resources minus. That's sad. Oh well. I'm up to 710. So I'm going to recruit 1 fewer hoplite in order to start construction on a city palisades. You can search for magic sites there. So I've got their fort under siege here. Interesting. So Niflheim is actually all the way over here. There's a giant fortress. That's only 46 income. Frustrating. Polygamnon is just going to go straight in to lock them down. Over here, it looks like there was probably going to be a war up here no matter what I did. Got a Shambler Reef, which is pretty good. And I have literally 0 gold, so I can't even afford to build defenses. We're going to abandon Zox to whatever may happen to it and move over to join the assault on this giant fortress, or giant palisades, so that I can take it, upgrade it to a giant fortress, and have another free fort to churn out troops and such from. Down here, you may notice I can recruit Giganti Hoplites and Ekdromos and Discoboluses, but I'm just going to stop that E4 real quick. I can only build 1 of each per turn outside of the city of Mekone. I may actually... I don't want to recruit Gerontes because they're just not useful, but they only cost 48 upkeep per turn as opposed to 78. But they're just so useless. I can't justify it. Your mages have got to be useful. You've got to have options besides having them sit there looking pretty and researching. General confusion, going to keep moving around. Research-wise, I am going to hit construction level 4 next turn, at which point this guy all of a sudden starts to be useful, and the next one will also be useful. So will general confusion for that matter. Although really it's level 6 that I need before it gets really good. So after that, I'm going to go up evocation to... I think to level 6, which will give me magma eruption. No, not that far. I'm going to go up to level 3, and then I'm going to stop into Conjuration up to level 3, because it will give me Phoenix power and Earth power. Doesn't level 3 give me Earth power? Yes, level 3 gives me Earth power. And after that, we will reevaluate. So we're going Evocation 3, Conjuration 3. And we'll see how things go at that point. Let's do one more turn, just to make sure we've got Niflheim's fortresses under siege. And then we will proceed. Once we take those fortresses, incidentally, we will all of a sudden jump from having 2 to having 5, which will be very cool. Our Cryptes is not doing anything. There's actually no one here, because this is my province. Never mind. I keep getting confused between the very similar looking banners. I gotta look for the helmet. Why don't you move up this way and start scouting for me? 2 magic sites in Silver Grove, the Bog of Strange Lights and the Enchanted Windmill. Construction is completed, working on evocation. In Niflheim, we attacked, and let's see what they sent to stop us. They sent their large province defense and a Jotun Scrati. Scrati are high-level blood and water mages. They do have a couple of randoms. This looks like it got some good randoms. They are old, but they can turn into werewolves, which makes them much, much tougher than you would think. These are mostly militia and spearmen, which are not impressive. That Scrati does have some blood slaves. He also has a lot of water gems, so I'm not sure what he's going to try to do. And I have a Jotun Jarl. So let's see how this goes. I actually have fewer frontline giants than they do. I do have my human auxiliaries, though. So I think I can probably take it. The Disco Boluses are throwing. I'm not impressed with the discs, to be honest. It looks like they might have killed one there. Let's see how the Hoplites do surrounded by the Jotuns. They're summoning ice elementals, so, you know, cold water elementals, basically. And, yeah, we've sent the Jotun militia fleeing. Impressive. Did we kill the Scrati, though? That's the question. So we did lose a Giganti Hoplite. We also lost a Discobolus. We did not kill the Scrati, or the Hearse, or the Jarl. So that's unfortunate, but overall casualties quite light. Our undefended province Erebon has been conquered by Niflheim. In the Bright Woods, we got a Cryptes. In Mekone, we also got a Cryptes. Oh! So you don't just get 1 Cryptes per year, you get 1 Cryptes per fort per year. That's pretty good. We need more time in Niflheim. We've almost destroyed the fort in Belmar. So in Silver Grove, we've got the Enchanted Windmill and the Bog of Strange Lights, so plenty of gem income from that province. Great. And we've got a couple more Cryptes. And we have a water random Elder Cyclops. Great. We're going to go back to, let me see. What kind of an army do we have? We have the makings of an army. Let's get one more Hoplite and a Polemarch to lead it. So, general confusion, search here. Now we can start foraging. We are going to forge Dwarven Hammers, probably first, because they will lower the cost of all other magic items. And basically, a Dwarven Hammer, if you make 8 items, the Dwarven Hammer has paid for its cost, because it saves you 2 gems per item. We can make winged shoes, we can make earth boots, which boost earth magic. Those are a great item for the Cyclops to make. We can also make Girdles of Might, which are fantastic thug items. And we don't need the earth boots for thugs. For thugs, we need... Well, for reinvigoration, what we need is nature. Unfortunately, we don't have that, so probably we need winged shoes. So, let's equip our next Polemarch with some items. We will forge. I can forge Frost Brands, which do AoE cold damage. How does their damage, their actual direct damage, compare to the Godslayer Spear? Higher. Okay. So, let's forge a Frost Brand. I don't have enough water gems, because my water gem income is practically nothing, because I haven't been searching for water, because I have No water mages. Who can get water? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. It's Basiliuses and Cyclopes, and that's it. Okay, so we're going to have to do some alchemy in order to get water gems for frost brands. I think I'll leave that for next time. We'll start actually equipping thugs in the next episode. In this episode, you will move up here and finish them off. And we will effectively complete the destruction of Niflheim as an independent entity. Our armies are absolutely going to trample the defenders in both of these fortresses. They can't have enough left. We will kill Niflheim's god, overthrow their cities, hear the lamentations of their women, etc. And from there, we will be positioned to spread very, very rapidly, I think. 4 months left on that. So let's move Akamas up. We can search for magic sites here, and then we can build a lab at a temple to support that fortress. Our income is now actually going up, so we do have some money every turn, which is great. I could start recruiting troops down here, but I don't really want to bother sending troops up north from here, so not really going to worry about it. I will take the time to search for level 2 fire sites down here. But that's going to be it for this episode. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one, where we will move kind of into Mekone's mid-game, still leaning on polemarches and armies, but the polemarches will be pretty soon. The polemarches will start being very effective battle mages, as well as mini-thugs, and with the equipment we can now forge with our Cyclopes and our construction level 4, they can actually be effective solo thugs as well, so we may start recruiting polemarches and sending them out without troops. In fact, I'm thinking that in order to save money for fort expansion, I might stop recruiting troops. Or almost stop recruiting troops. Maybe just a couple hoplites per turn. But in any case, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next episode.